A very good evening to you once again. Thank you for joining us for the 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight with me, Wadulo, Mark Arnold, Mugalu Muhammad on sign language, and these are our top stories tonight. In the UBC News Tonight, First Lady discusses new curriculum with Educational Cooperation Organization Chief. Ugandans hold genocide memorial prayers in Masaka. Catholic deacon warns Christians against false prophets. And coffee farmers with cooperators unite against child laborers. Thank you for joining us, and these are the news in detail. The First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, has held a meeting with the Secretary General of the Organization of Education Cooperation, Sheikh Mansour bin Musallam, who paid a courtesy call on her at the State House at Nakasero. The First Lady welcomed Sheikh Mansour bin Musallam, who was in Uganda on an official visit to give a keynote speech at the first international conference on trends in curriculum development. The conference, organized by the National Curriculum Development Center under the auspices of the Ministry of Education and Sports, ran from the 26th to the 27th of April 2023, and the First Lady and Minister of Education was the chief guest.
The meeting at Nakasero was also attended by the State Minister of Higher Education, Dr. Jesse Muyingo, Dr. Jen Egau, Mr. Mlindwa Ismail, Dr. Grace Baguma, and Dr. Benedict Nambi. The First Lady thanked the Secretary General for his enriching input in the NCDC conference and for the opportunity he has given Ugandans to learn more about the Organization of Education Cooperation.
I must thank you for your input yesterday. It was quite enriching. Thank you. So I want to ask you to feel free to share with us what you would.
Mrs. Museveni noted that there is some hope yet for the Global South, and cooperation sometimes hopes to solve problems that have failed to be solved for so long. She added that when people come together and brainstorm about those problems and have the willingness to hold hands together, they can surely find some solutions.
When people come together and brainstorm about those problems and have the willingness to hold hands together, they can find some solutions. So we thank you really for being strategically placed to head this organization in this season. Let's see where your leadership will take us.
She also trusted that OEC will truly help to push the Global South countries to unite and try to find solutions for the challenges they face by themselves.
It's time we do this, and if we cooperate and do this together, indeed we will bring what you call the third way that has been missing on the table.
The OEC Secretary General briefed the First Lady on the mission, vision and priorities of the organization, and called on Uganda to become a full member so as to fully participate in EOC activities. The two engaged in a comprehensive dialogue on the need to transform the education systems in the Global South through our own capacities. Secretary General bin Musallam informed the First Lady that the education needed by countries in the Global South is one which reflects who we are as people and individuals, so as to enable us to become who we want to be.
We must first, as I said yesterday, develop the vision of where we want to be in 20 years in order to identify the education that we need in order to achieve that vision.
They committed to jointly amplify and reinforce the cooperation as the time is ripe for the long overdue construction of a third way of development, emerging from balanced and inclusive education from the Global South by the Global South yet for the entirety of humanity. The OEC General Secretary explained that inclusive education is not about including more people in our education system, but rather it is the building of systems that make sure that exclusion is impossible. The headquarters of the OEC were established in Addis Ababa in November 2022 and took effect in January this year, 2023. The OEC Secretary General was accompanied to the meeting by Jimmy Ositi, his Secretary Advisor, Hidayat Sikoparan, the Assistant Secretary General, Assembly and Logistic Management, and Julius Muchunguzi, the Under-Secretary General for Public Relations and Engagement. Reporting for UBC, Baguma William.
In a sentimental gathering at the Lambu Genocide Memorial Site, Rwandans and Ugandans united to pay solemn homage at the victims who passed on in the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. Their collective resolve was to ensure that the stories of these victims, forever etched in their hearts, would never fade into the abyss of oblivion. Presiding over the memorial event, Defense Minister Vincent Bamulangachi Sempija hailed the unwavering determination of the Rwandese people, which he stressed, which has steered them towards the path of reconciliation and timely giving birth to a new country.
The atmosphere was filled with remembrance and reflection as participants from diverse backgrounds, survivors, and their families came together to honor the precious lives lost and celebrate the unyielding spirit of those who emerged from the depths of despair. This commemoration, called Kwibuka, meaning remembrance in Kinyarwanda, served as a resounding testament to the strength and resilience of a nation determined to rebuild itself from the ruins of devastation.
And the nation building exhibited in the aftermath of the genocide. And I take this opportunity to encourage the rest of the world to learn from Rwanda experience. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Uganda will forever remain committed to the spirit of brotherhood with Rwanda in these and other areas of mutual concern.
Rwanda's High Commissioner to Uganda, Joseph Rutabana, warmly commended countries from around the world for standing in solidarity with Rwanda during these commemorations to ensure that the memory of the victims remains alive.
The tragedy that befell humankind to the present and future generations. It is important to remember and raise the awareness about evils of genocide and the need to fight its denial and ideology.
He extended his appreciation to the people of Uganda who exhibited unwavering humanity and solidarity by tirelessly retrieving the bodies of the deceased from the watery depths and according them dignified burials. Among these compassionate individuals was Charles Ntensibe, a resident of Lambu landing site, who played an integral role in these solemn burials.
We had gotten news of the genocide in Rwanda, but reality hit us when some fishermen brought reports of a floating body which was discovered on the shores. At first, we buried these bodies near the lake, and we would put mark stones. We buried like 800. Our mental health was greatly affected. Actually, some of my colleagues resorted to drinking alcohol as a way of washing away these memories.
The three memorial sites along the lake's shorelines, namely Lambu, Golo, and Kasensedo, now stand as sacred grounds, their solemn presence serving as a constant reminder of the immeasurable tragedy that once unfolded upon these hallowed lands. Sharon Chomjisha, Samuel Senunu, UBC News.
Now, Uganda's economy is facing several challenges, including a tax system that has gaps, high levels of debt, corruption, and an education system that needs to align better with the needs of the workforce. Now, these issues were discussed in a recent interview with the former Minister of Finance, Crispus Chionga, and along with overviews or views of Ramadan Gobi, the current permanent secretary and secretary to the Treasury. I had a chance to discuss with both of them. Uganda's stock of debt currently stands at over 80 trillion shillings, but Crispus Chionga, a former Minister of Finance from 1998 to 2001 and Minister of Defense from 2006, believes that despite it being heavy, this also means that Uganda is credible.
The stock of debt itself should convey to you first that it's credible. It means those who are giving debt, no, you will be able to pay back. But also, too, it means that you are wise. You know that your capital, the money you have, is not enough to move you quickly enough. So go and get credit. So is 80 trillion too much for our economy? I don't think so. Because part of that money has gone into the roads. Part of that money has gone into the electricity to go to the villages. Part of that money has gone into the education of our children. It's an investment which, if properly handled properly, tomorrow will give dividends.
Those loans, we have to pay back that money. It was for good cause, but you must pay back. And the debt service has a first call on the budget. Similarly, interest rates have increased because of what's going on in the world. So we must pay for those interest payments.
Chionga notes that the debt will be paid over a long period of time, of 20 to 30 years, but emphasizes the importance of ensuring that the money borrowed is used for its intended purposes. He suggests that it is about time to revise tax exemptions for both national and foreign direct investors. He believes that these exemptions can be re-evaluated amidst current revenue collection constraints, and he suggested other means of attracting investors.
I think that there are other indirect incentives in an economy other than the direct tax incentive. If you come to invest, to live in Uganda, for example, the cost of living in Uganda is comparatively lower than in the region. Why? Because our comparative advantage in agriculture helps us to produce cheaper food. The level of wages in our economy is still relatively low. So when you invest here, there are other costs which you forego because of what is in the economy other than just taxes. If you are coming to invest here, for example, in agriculture, you want to plant coffee, and you wanted to plant that coffee in another country, most of the countries in the region, the cost of doing that coffee will be much higher than in Uganda. Why? In Uganda, we have a comparatively large proportion of arable land.
The most recent revenue collection statistics from local government show that in 2022, the collections increased by 12.3% from 3.8 trillion shillings in 2021 to 4.3 trillion shillings in 2022.
Even within the government, you have a local government. I go and do a service to them. They take withholding tax from me, which is income tax. Instead of sending that money to URA, they just use it themselves.
In the past, these local governments used to under-declare what they were collecting. Now with the systems and also URA sending the money to URA, they find that they have now collected more than what they declared in the budget. But for us to send it back, they have sometimes to first get Parliament to appropriate it, and that sometimes delays. But once Parliament has approved, we send this money. It is their money.
On the other hand, the high levels of corruption are also costing the government and limiting its ability to fulfill its obligations. Also on unemployment, Chiyonga points out that the skills of the workforce do not yet align with the needs of the economy and proposes some solutions.
We should be happy, really, that people are educated, that for the time being, as a transitory process, people are sitting there, work is required, they are not fitting in the work. So the work is now to match the needs of the economy with this resource of people.
In conclusion, Uganda's economy faces several challenges that require careful consideration and planning to address. The government needs to review its tax systems, reduce corruption, align the education system with the needs of the economy, and adopt import substitution policies to boost local production. Wadulo, Arnold, UBC News in Kampala. Now, Jinja Catholic Diocese is seeking for an audience with the head of state, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, to relay a candid discussion about the financial constraints ahead of this year's Martyrs' Day celebrations. However, according to the third Deputy Prime Minister Rukia Isanga Nakadama, Cabinet has already pronounced itself on this matter, as Robert Onyango reports.
Amidst the morning heavy downpour in Mayuge district, the Catholics of Buruba Parish braved it for the Sunday Mass. The Sunday liturgy was led by the Right Reverend Anthony Bina, and in attendance was the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Foreign Affairs, and the MK Movement Chairperson for Western Barambarukahara.
Mututukizeeko obubaka bwaife eri omukulu ow'eiwanga eri Chairperson MK Movement
kunani omulimu gwe tuliko gw'okuzimba nja kutanga ku akakaire kalala olwaleero then tubone Katonda bw'anaabanga anongeiremu zena ndakwira nkoleki nongereku.
I call upon all Christians wherever you are, of all faiths, Christians, Muslims, all believers, to contribute to the missionary house construction which is ongoing in Buruba Parish.
We want to thank my friend Baram, his movement and the NRM movement with his generals, General Museveni and General Muhoozi, for coming in to make that Buruba is a model parish in the Jinja Diocese.
With a few days remaining to this year's Martyrs' Day celebrations, Jinja Catholic Diocese is burdened with the cost preparations.
As the Diocese of Jinja Diocese, so I would beg the authorities to really stand with my bishop. It's very expensive for him as the diocese. I want to thank and ask and beg Your Excellency President Museveni to support Jinja cause for Namugongo.
Personally, I'm working closely with the Jinja Diocese, and I've advised him how best we can fast track. Had a chance to speak to the Prime Minister, Right Honorable Nabanja, who has promised to fix the quickest meeting for the Bishop and Organizing Committee within the coming few days.
Musoga as a region, we are the leaders, or we are leading this time, and everybody is aware, the leaders are aware. Today I've been just in church and I was talking about it.
According to the Right Honorable Rukia Isanga Nakadama, the third Deputy Prime Minister, Cabinet is already paying attention to this matter.
As the executive, we have already we passed money, we put money in our budget that is going to help the people to organize this day. So I want to inform everybody that the President is aware and we know everything will move on well. We just pray for success come June 3rd.
Flanked by the MK Movement National Vice Chairperson for Western Uganda, Barambarukahara, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, who also doubles as Mayuge District Member of Parliament, have spent the entire day in Mayuge District.
Ati muntu wa program ya MK bali mu program ya MK ayera yabakobera ati batabani ba muzeyi tulitegera batabani ba Kaguta Yoweri Kaguta Museveni
to supporting the government programs in Editambula ate
ndala zero.
Besides sports and entertainment, Nakadama also drummed support towards government developmental programs amongst locals.
So that we give the messages, especially to the youth, of working hard, supporting government programs like PDM, like Myoga and many others.
For this year's Martyrs' Day celebrations at the Catholic shrines, an estimate of close to 2.5 billion shillings was drafted as the host costs, and how and when will they meet this is a matter of time. Robert Onyango, UBC News, Mayuke.
Busoga College Mwiri has called for increased support towards the new education curriculum, which is said to have greater impact to the learners. The school, which has been grappling with dilapidated structures, is now being renovated by the students themselves under the new curriculum.
Busoga College Mwiri is one of the oldest schools in the country. The school has been using dilapidated buildings whereby most buildings are still under asbestos roofing facilities, which was condemned by the World Health Organization. The head teacher of Busoga College Mwiri, Athambalule, has asked government to increase on funding for this new curriculum to benefit most students.
The curriculum now is in Senior 3. And it's Senior 1, Senior 2 and Senior 3 who are the major beneficiaries. And this makes the bulk of the school. These are more than half of the school involved in the new curriculum. This is the 4th year running of the new curriculum. The first class, the pioneers of this curriculum are in Senior 3 now, although ordinarily they should have been in Senior 4.
The head teacher says this program of painting the school has come at the right time, and students enrolled in the new curriculum need more practicals.
This is the way to go when children whom we are teaching can learn practically acquired skills. Painting is just one of them that we expose them to. We shall also do carpentry. We shall also do metalwork. There are other vocations that they are getting involved in, like fish farming, beekeeping, piggery, poultry, and mushroom growing.
The students undertaking this new curriculum at Busoga College Mwiri have outlined the benefits of the curriculum.
This is one of the survival skills we have in life. In case I study, I get my degrees and diplomas, it can be a survival skill in case I don't get a job.
The resident city commissioner, Mbarara City, Lieutenant Colonel Mwesije James, has decried the slow speed at which Multiplex Datacom is handling Mbarara Road. The RDC says that the road works have over-delayed and the public is being inconvenienced. Let's have a look.
Mbarara resident city commissioner Lieutenant Colonel Mwesije James has said delayed works by Multiplex on city roads has affected business and transport in Mbarara. This was during an on-spot check on road works being done by Uganda Support Municipal Infrastructure Development, a World Bank funded project.
Work done by Multiplex, of course, has been having problems and still has problems. Then the work by Chico, that one is progressing very well, as you can see. Maybe the other problem is at Red Corner, which is also not progressing very well.
The mayor, Mbarara City, Robert Mugabe Kachebezi, says Multiplex Datacom is a problem because it does not complete its work as agreed. Kachebezi instructed all contractors to ensure they do the work and complete in time and of standard quality.
But we have a challenge of some of the roads which have taken some time, like those ones of Multiplex, which have stayed for more than the time we are expecting the completion. And as of now, he is promising that the remaining part of works, which is even smaller, can be done within only 1 month. And he finishes, because it is just a matter of putting asphalt. But my worry is, can 1 month this gentleman finish this work?
A senior urban development specialist and task team leader, World Bank, Stephen Ajalu, said Multiplex Datacom has not performed well and the contract time has run out.
There is one contractor. Part of Mbarara, there is the same contractor, which is doing the cluster. And that contractor has not performed well. In reality, his contract time has run out. Even after consideration for extensions, for all the genuine claims for extension.
The member of Mbarara City Development Forum in charge of roads, electricity, water and industries, Chimbareba Fred, revealed that the contractor claims to have delayed works on Victor Bwana Road due to difficult drainage channels. The city clerk, Mbarara Asi Tumwesigire, says the multiplex Datacom has been given enough extension. What remains is to terminate the contract.
Residents of Yumbe, especially those of Arafa sub-county, are in sheer delirium upon government's provision of safe water. This water has been provided by the Adibo Piped Water Scheme that is a result of the Office of the Prime Minister Monitored Development Initiative for Northern Uganda project.
Government of Uganda's commitment to ensure service delivery is at 100% isn't about lip service, as witnessed in Yumbe district, where the Adibo Piped Water Scheme is soon becoming a reality. This water project in Arafa sub-county started last year and is a result of the Development Initiative for Northern Uganda, DINU project.
I'm also happy that it is going to benefit over 10,000 people. And I'm also happy there is a strong management committee of the local community here. I am happy that they are very enthusiastic about the water project. That means there is some ownership actually created already in the community. So my message is, this is a big project and this is a lifelong project. The committee, the management committee should ensure that they protect this property. And they should ensure that there is sustainability, because after here, the consumers of the water will have to pay for operations and management. And my appeal to them is to sensitize the people to accept this project.
To the residents, this water project that will serve 7 parishes in villages like Onya, Ira, Okuyo, Kupria and Dramba isn't only massive, but timely.
And the challenges that we faced before this project, one, people were drinking from well, and the most preferable that water. And there were a lot of challenges with the domestic violence and the maternal challenges also in health centers, because this water is connected to the health centers and also to the schools and other religious institutions like mosques and churches here. So we believe this project is going to eradicate or eliminate most of these challenges I've just mentioned here.
Development Initiative for Northern Uganda is an office of the Prime Minister monitored project that is funded by the European Union and targets 3 key areas of governance, infrastructure and food security, nutrition and livelihoods. John Barnes, Sentinel, GBC News.
Women have been encouraged to adopt new technologies in science as a way of improving their economic status that can suit the current situation. This was communicated by the State Minister for Defense, Huda Abason Oleru, as she presided over the Women's Day celebrations for Bunyangabu district.
State Minister of Defense Honorable Huda Abason Oleru said Women's Day needs to be celebrated in reflecting on the past and the current situation so that the women can correct and improve on what could have gone wrong.
Also be part of sciences, aware that most of our ladies have not been taking sciences as a serious subject. How would we bring them? Can we have women who are engineers? Can we have women who are chemical engineers? Can we have women who can innovate? There are so many aspects of engineering.
He encouraged the young girls who are still in school to love science subjects that can lead them to copy up with the new technology all over the whole world.
Continue to change our thinking. We cannot begin to think like 100 years back. Things have changed and the world is changing day and then. Therefore, us to continue to change with this world, we need to see how our mind changes.
The Minister for Gender, Labour and Social Development, who doubles as the woman member of Parliament for Bunyangabu District, Honourable Peace Mutuzo, noted that the efforts now is to extend science innovations to villages for people who never went to school.
In this today, our focus was to encourage parents to keep children at school. Our focus was to encourage parents not to give away their children in early marriages. Our focus was to ensure that we prepare women to get into the science and technology even when they did not go to school. That you can use your phone to market your produce. Take a picture of a banana plant which is still at the stock and market it, and we shall attract the attention of where the market is.
She encouraged parents to put young girls in school and desist from surrendering them to early marriages, which she said destroys their future.
So with these interventions, we are bringing science now to the local people, to a village person who has never gone even to school, to tell him how possible science can help him. If science is capable of helping those who are educated, how does it go to the local people? So we are bringing science back home. If they're involved into hatchery, if they're involved into poultry, if they're involved into markets where they refrigerate their food, if they also know where to invest properly in education for their children, then we would be good to go.
Christians have been asked to discern between false prophets and real preachers of the gospel, lest they be taken off their path of faith. In his Sunday sermon to Christ's parishioners, Reverend Deacon Edmond Ariutu said that false prophets are leading unsuspecting members of the public astray.
The first Sunday after Easter has been observed at the Christ the King Church, Kampala, with the call to Christians to embrace prayer for better livelihoods. In his sermon, Reverend Deacon Edmond Ariut of Soroti Catholic Diocese urged Christians to put God first in whatever they do, and they shall not regret. Deacon Ariut asked all Christians to pray for the good shepherds who have offered services to the congregation so that they continue preaching the gospel.
We celebrate Good Shepherd Sunday and also Vocation Sunday. The church invites us in a special way to pray for vocations and also to pray for shepherds that the Lord has given to the church so that they may continue to lead the people of God to their destiny. As making attention on shepherds who have consistently promised blessings, promised success, promised healing to the people of God, and yet behind them lie manipulations of the people of God. We must rely on the chief shepherd, and that is Christ.
Deacon Ariut urged Christians across the church to be mindful of false prophets who do not mean anything good to Christian faith.
Dear brothers and sisters, as we continue to reflect on this Sunday, we must pay keen attention on the shepherds of the world that we have today. They are shadow shepherds who have led astray the people of God. To save us and give us life into His fullness, we must therefore stick to Christ, the chief shepherd, and follow Him, and we may certainly attain the eternal kingdom.
This is the first Sunday after Easter holiday days of the Christian faith.
Talk with freedom. Get MTN Freedom Voice bundles that don't expire. Dial star 100 star 21 hash or my MTN app for more bundles. Together, we're unstoppable.
This isn't just a girl. She is the future. This is a teacher, a doctor, a community leader, our future president.
She is our family's pride, and as her father, I will protect her from child marriage and talk to her about the dangers of teenage pregnancy. We each have a role to play in empowering our teenage girls to protect them from child marriage and pregnancy, because when we empower them, we empower our nation. Protect the girl, save the nation.
Take action. Report any case of defilement or child marriage to the police or call Sawuti 116.
Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Look no further. Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates, and now sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa, and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Plus, you can trust Airtel Money to get your money where it needs to go quickly and safely. Simply dial star 185 hash and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch services for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, under the auspices of the East African Community, will host the 10th East African Petroleum Conference and Exhibition 2023 from the 9th to the 11th of May 2023 at the Kampala Serena Hotel in Uganda. Take full advantage of the investment opportunities in the East African region's vibrant oil and gas sector. To find out more on how to sponsor, exhibit, or attend the 10th EAPCE 23, visit www.eapce23.eac.int.
Glow as you are with the new Spark 10 series smartphone from Airtel in partnership with Tecno. Own the timelines with picture-perfect selfies using the 32-megapixel selfie camera, 256GB storage, G88 gaming processor, and a strong battery to last the whole day. Haha! Toakana.
The Spark 10 smartphone comes with free 3GB from Airtel and 100% bonus on weekly and monthly bundles every month for 3 months, so you can stay connected to a world of possibilities. Dial star 100 star 5 hash to enjoy free data. The new Spark 10 is available in all selected Tecno shops countrywide. Airtel, the smartphone network in partnership with Tecno. Stop at nothing.
This is a quick call. I'm almost out of minutes. Now, the center.
Why rush through such important conversations? Airtel Uganda has made it possible for you to call across all networks in Uganda at the best rates with the new Bona voice bundles. Stay connected anytime, anywhere, with minutes valid for calls on all networks. Dial star 100 star 1 hash. Select voice bundles and select Bona voice bundles today. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back. It's now time for business. Rubindi Farmers Cooperative Saving and Credit Society has continued registering good progress both achievements and challenges by increasing its savings from 1.2 billion shillings to 1.6 billion shillings with growth of over 30.1%. This was revealed by the chairperson, Rubindi Farmers SACCO, Reverend Father Dr. Godwin Mohanji Tindiebwa.
Savings and credit cooperative societies are producing a socio-economic transformation in communities. Rubindi Farmers Cooperative Savings and Credit Society is transforming Barara communities with over 5,000 families touched since last year. Reverend Father Dr. Mohanji, who has been re-elected as board chairperson Rubindi Farmers SACCO, says it is easy to develop communities by persuading members to embrace a saving culture.
And I'm happy. I want to thank the members. I want to thank the management for this growth. You know, it's not easy to run a financial institution. It needs people of integrity, and also it needs committed staff, and also motivating the members to keep on supporting the SACCO. And this is what we are aiming and that we mobilize, get more shares, and get more members.
Mbarara District Commercial Officer Adams Bwisho wants SACCO members to access loans and be able to develop themselves and thereafter pay back.
If they borrow loans, they are supposed to pay, and not only paying but paying on time. Because if you don't pay, then it means that you are denying your colleagues an opportunity also to access the same loan. So I want to encourage all the members of Wind Farmers SACCO and even other members that once you take a loan, you make sure that that loan is paid on time, such that the SACCO earns interest on it, it continues successfully, and also the other colleagues of yours, the other members who are members of the SACCO, they also get an opportunity to have an access. The
founder, Ruvindi Farmers SACCO, Reverend Father Felix Bikwasize, he says the SACCO was started to uplift economic standards of rural people.
Wananchi can get money, do their business, educate their children, and put in their business and do other businesses. So I'm happy today to see this big turn-up.
The general manager, Ruvindi Farmers SACCO, Moses Asimwe, says the SACCO is progressing very well because of its benefits and quality services to communities.
Uganda Red Cross Mbarara branch through the Innovation Center has trained over 100 youth in various skills and technology developments to create jobs. The Community Development Officer, Mbarara District, Arthur Byaruhanga, explains that the youth have been trained in baking, tailoring, shoemaking, technology that will assist for income.
The Community Development Officer, Mbarara District, Arthur Byaruhanga, has commended Mbarara City North Division youth for embracing skills development. He was speaking at the closing ceremony of a one-week youth training at St. Mbarara Innovation Center, Ravikona, Mbarara City.
Yeah. But one of the key and biggest question was, if we are here as youth and we are making these good things, how are we going to benefit? How are we getting market? I assured them and I told them that the government already has arranged something good for them. We have very many programs that are running that are geared towards helping the youth. I gave them an example of the Youth Livelihood Program, which is here, which has been here, and it is giving out a lot of money to the youth.
The branch manager, Uganda Red Cross Mbarara, Christine Atevazibwe, says the youth have been able to make various items and disclosed that with Mbarara Innovation Center, the situation is even going to be better.
Our future plan is that we are going to lobby for resources, like I've been sharing, we lobby for resources that can really help them have startup packs for such skills they have acquired. So as Red Cross, we hope that in future, as we resource mobilize, we have a skilling center at the branch where students, where youths can always come and learn to get a skill to be able to start up something.
The Vice Chairperson, Uganda Red Cross Mbarara, Miss Nalukwago Naswira, explained that after training the youth as Mbarara Innovation Center, they will make a follow-up for monitoring and evaluation.
Regardless of the degree, regardless of us not going to school, hands-on is the way to go. Red Cross, in partnership with the Innovation Village, we are impacting on our members, on our volunteers and the youth at large, so that we can get skills, get out of poverty, and see how best we build a better Uganda.
Jerry con! Jerry con! Hey, Master Blaster! Touch him, man! Bang Jerry con with muscle! Those ones who say go for you only. Mundava! Best movies I teach you. When I go to the music, because of the cover is very far. Is you serious? Is serious you? What? Yeah? You step it on it. Add kilometers to your legs and you get your sugar. We buy meat from Umaru and Umaru refuse to give you enough meat. Mama! Show him that they don't joke with you. Umaru, Jerry card.
Okukakaluka n'okulungi kwetaagako omuntu akuyambako n'olwekyo tujja kukuteerawo embeera esaanidde osobole okukola ekisinga awamu teri kitulema.
Bye.
The Tales of Kasozi, brought to you by Uganda Communications Commission.
Hello?
Hello?
This is Kasozi. How can I help you?
Hey, Kasozi, my brother. Long time. We last met when we were at campus. It's been a while, but you are the person I'm looking for.
Campus? Really?
Hey, you don't remember me?
Okay, so how can I help you?
I'm stuck in Gulu making millions, and I need to urgently send money to my sick mother. But I can't find any mobile money agent near me. I've sent the money to your phone, as you can see the message. It might take a few minutes to come through, but I urgently need you to send the money to my mother. Let me send you her number, and you send it to her chap.
My friend, I'm afraid your mom is going to die.
What?
Because I don't know you, I never went to campus, and I'm also in Gulu. So can we meet at CPS, we talk about it?
Stay tuned for what Kasozi does next.
Tofera, refrain from unnecessary engagement with strangers over the phone. This message is powered by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Glow as you are with the new Spark 10 series smartphone from Airtel in partnership with Techno. Own the timelines with picture-perfect selfies using the 32-megapixel selfie camera, 256 GB storage, G88 gaming processor, and a strong battery to last the whole day. Haha, Toakana.
The Spark 10 smartphone comes with free 3 GB from Airtel and 100% bonus on weekly and monthly bundles every month for 3 months. So you can stay connected to a world of possibilities. Dial *100 *5# to enjoy free data. The new Spark 10 is available in all selected Techno shops countrywide. Airtel, the smartphone network in partnership with Techno. Stop at nothing.
Yes, welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News Tonight, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. And in the world of sports, the first round of the National Badminton League has ended. And Uganda Badminton Federation regards the first round as a success, and teams will rest for a month before commencement of the second round. The local federation introduced the National League to enhance talent development.
The team behind the league, the executive and the technical team, they are really doing a tremendous job. And also, we also have a challenge of the frequency of accessibility to the premises here at Lugogo. We have to be, we are aware, and we work around with the National Council of Sports to give us. They can only give us the dates that are available. So, and because it's one indoor stadium and all sports have to utilize it. So we have a challenge with that, but what we've been able to do is we've been able to partner with schools, because it's an indoor sport, and you find that schools and club, CFK has also hosted us once, Mbogo High School has hosted us. There are other schools that are coming on board to host us. Kaboja International is willing. IU is also going to host us, Nabisunsa. So we are really working with other partners who have facilities to host us. It has its challenges, but at the end of the day, we benefit in a way that we are spreading our game. We are spreading awareness of our sport when we go to such facilities where they have big numbers of young people. So that in a way, it has a plus and a minus, but our hope is that we are going to turn around the negatives into positives so that we can be successful. Now this is the first edition of the league, and we have fully concentrated on the body-abled people, but as badminton, we are an inclusive sport. We have our other part of badminton, the people with disabilities, and we are hoping and we are planning to have a league for them. It's a little bit challenging as compared to what we're doing now, but we are committed and we will find a way to make it happen.
We've been on the top of the table for the past weeks because I think we've been trying to win each game. Every time we have a game, we come together, we train together as a team, so that has helped us to coordinate. So I think that's the main thing that has helped us maintain the top.
Yes, and that brings us to the end of our 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News tonight. However, we do remind you that the first month of the second quarter of this year has come to an end, and it ends tonight. Tomorrow we begin a new month. However, we do also urge you to keep on track with your goals. Please do not lose sight. We do realize that some pre-COVID tendencies are coming back, and we do hope that you do not lose track of that energy that COVID reminded you to have. Otherwise, have yourselves a lovely month. From the team, we wish you a lovely one.